On this episode of China Uncensored, the difference between simplified and traditional Chinese characters. Hi, welcome to China Uncensored. I'm your pontificator of Proverbs, Chris Chappell. So I recently did an episode about the One China policy, describing the current political situation between Taiwan and China, mainland China that is, since both the Taiwanese government and the mainland government consider themselves to be the legitimate government of China. A lot of you asked me about the differences between simplified Chinese characters, the writing system used in the mainland, and traditional Chinese characters, the system of writing used in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau, and by many overseas Chinese. So today I'll explain it for you. Traditional Chinese characters used to be just Chinese characters. In very ancient China, there were several different writing systems for different feudal states, but by the time of the Han Dynasty, the character writing system stabilized and basically remains unchanged until today. In fact, Chinese characters are simply called Hanzi, or characters of the Han. So technically, if you can read traditional characters, you can read anything written in the past 2,000 years. Now, try to read Middle English.
1 April, with its Surisutta, the drought of March has passed to the Rota.
And that was used just 600 years ago. Simplified characters, on the other hand, first came into use in the 50s. The Communist Party had only recently seized control over the mainland and began systematically eradicating traditional Chinese culture, replacing it with communist ideology. So in a precursor to the Cultural Revolution, which saw the destruction of the four olds, old customs, old culture, old habits, old ideas, they targeted the writing system first. You see, Chinese characters, or what was now being called traditional Chinese characters, contain within them the traditional culture and thought of China. Each character tells a story. Now, the communists said they were replacing traditional Chinese characters to improve literacy rates, which makes no sense because they shut down schools for years, but the real reason was so they could disconnect people from their culture and roots. If you only know simplified characters, you can't read traditional texts. Since the Song dynasty, the Chinese have used the three-character classic to teach their children how to read and write, and also important values and morals. The three-character classic begins, "People at birth are naturally good. Their natures are similar, but their habits make them different from each other." Except that didn't really jive with the image the Chinese regime was trying to paint of ancient China, that it was superstitious, feudalistic, and oppressive. At the same time, Mao felt struggle was essential to communism and tried to entwine conflict and fighting into daily life. Parents against children, husband against wife, brother against brother. Really, it's like Newspeak, created by the all-powerful party in George Orwell's 1984. So for example, there's the character Qin, which refers to intimate relations between family. The simplified character removes Jin, the character for to see, so you have family you don't see. Then there's I, love. The simplified character removes Xin, or heart, so you're left with love without heart. Chan, to give birth, takes out the character for life. Dao, to lead, loses Dao, or direction. Then there's nonsensical ones like Chang, factory, now empty on the inside. Jin, the character for advance, that in its traditional form is made of the character to walk and a high and lofty place, so you walk to grand heights when you advance. But the simplified version is made up of walk and well, a dark hole in the ground which you can drown in. That makes sense considering the Great Leap Forward, the Dayue Jin, resulted in a famine that killed 43 million people. It was quite the advancement. Actually, originally they wanted to do away with the character writing system altogether and replace it with pinyin, a system of romanizing the characters, but it would have been totally impractical because of the number of homophones and the many different dialects in China. So considering literacy rates are really higher in Taiwan and Hong Kong with traditional Chinese characters, indicating that simplifying them didn't really help to boost the rate in mainland, and the fact that simplified characters were just a means of derooting China from its history and culture, maybe we should all start learning traditional Chinese characters again. What do you guys think? Comment below or write to me on China Uncensored's Facebook or Twitter account. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. Be sure to check back tomorrow for another new episode.